Quick trigger warning, I'm going to be talking about things like blood, medical procedures, and reproductive organs. If these topics make you feel uncomfortable, feel free to keep scrolling. My name is Jessica, and this is part 7 of my endometrial cancer journey. Today's video is going to be a little strange because I'm going to be talking about the reasons I love my cancer. Let me explain. I am one of the biggest John Delony fans. I watch his YouTube videos all the time. A technique he gives people to process grief is to write 3 letters. The first letter is titled, "Dear So-and-so, I love you." This letter looks at the positives, shares good memories, and expresses appreciation, etc. This technique is typically used for grieving the loss of a person, whether the person has passed away or is estranged from the family. Cancer is not a person, but it does come with a lot of grief. There are many reasons that cancer has been a good thing for me, but I won't share them all here. You can read the full list of why I love cancer on my blog, thepeachribbon.club.com. One reason I love cancer is because it taught me to ask questions and to trust my instincts. For 2 years, I was having really heavy periods, so heavy to the point that I thought maybe I should go to the emergency room. The first time it happened, my OB told me I just ovulated and had a heavy period. He brushed my concerns aside and told me it was normal. But I knew something was wrong and that this was not normal. I switched to a different OB who actually listened to my concerns and investigated the problem thoroughly. It was thanks to her and her great attention to my symptoms and concerns that we found my cancer in the first place. Cancer is also very humbling, and I was reminded that it's okay to ask for help. I like to be independent. I like to handle my problems on my own. I hate the feeling of being needy or feeling like a burden to others. Feeling sick a lot and having 3 surgeries meant I wasn't able to do everything I'm used to doing on my own. Nick and I were surrounded by our friends and family who offered prayer, brought us meals, were shoulders to cry on, and donated to our GoFundMe. Our loved ones wanted to help. We were not a burden. Cancer also brought Nick and I closer together. I've heard it said that cancer can either make a marriage or break a marriage. In our case, cancer has made us stronger and closer together. Technically, I'm the one going through cancer, but we are going through cancer. Cancer has definitely had an effect on him, but he has been such a trooper and my biggest support and cheerleader through everything. He is always there to hold my hand through every painful and scary moment. So often he puts my needs before his own and does everything he can to make sure that I'm taken care of. Cancer has taught me to lean on God even when things seem hopeless. When we were given the choice to treat the cancer or do a hysterectomy, we felt God calling us to trust Him and treat the cancer. There was a good chance that treatment was not going to work. There was a good chance that things could get worse. It was scary, and I went through a lot of pain. I'm still going through a lot, and the journey is not over, but we are amazed to see how God heals and how He has provided on our journey. If I didn't trust God in the bleakness of my situation, I never would have gotten to see Him work. Cancer has also taught Nick and I to manage our finances more strictly. Money has always been tight for us, but now it has been really tight since having cancer. Part of the joy of being a contractor is that if I don't work, I don't get paid. There have been days when I was cramping so bad that I couldn't work. I've had many doctor's appointments, scans, surgeries in 1 year that took me away from work. We have had to work together, communicate clearly, and budget to the penny. Cancer is very expensive. The next chapter on our journey is fertility treatments, which is also expensive. Insurance is not required in every state to cover fertility costs. 1 round of IVF, which is potentially the route we're going to go, typically costs about $20,000 US dollars. To help with the cost, my awesome sister-in-law has set up a GoFundMe for us. You can check out the link in the description. You can also read more about my journey on my blog, thepeachribbon.club.com. Stay tuned for the next 2 letters in this method of grief processing. Dear Cancer, how dare you? And Dear Cancer, this is what you'll miss. Don't forget to follow and share, and I will see you next time.